What does that mean, becoming a galactic human? And what might it really look like? Well, in many ways, it has already begun, and we have shifted our perspective from beyond just life on planet Earth to now expanding our minds to what is possible beyond our limited ideas of who we are as humans. Truly becoming fully awakened galactic humans requires that we move beyond just an Earth-centric point of view. For the most part, the average person does not have much awareness of the galaxy, let alone our bigger picture of reality. We don't identify as being galactic citizens or live from that perspective of multidimensional being. Humans can very much tend to be egocentric, and therefore we are also human-centric and Earth-centric. But it's highly probable that humans of Earth are just one civilization within a diverse and abundant universe of full, conscious, and aware beings. And it's very possible that several of those alien civilizations have technology and spiritual awareness that go far beyond our own. Could a world of united star systems and planetary communities, like we see in things like Star Trek, could it be a real possibility? If so, these beings are likely waiting for us to evolve to move beyond our primitive perspective of separation and limitation before the human race can become active members of such a greater galactic community. How likely is this? Well, while traditional science hasn't yet acknowledged life beyond Earth, the statistics overwhelmingly suggest that humans are not alone in the universe. Current estimates say that our sun is just one of about 100 billion stars in the Milky Way galaxy. About 7 to 10% of those 100 billion stars are similar to our sun and have at least one planet orbiting them. Of those, the number that have potentially habitable conditions range anywhere from 1.9 billion up to 40 billion Earth-like planets in our galaxy alone. In addition, our universe is estimated to contain nearly 2 trillion galaxies. If just 1% of those galaxies are anything like ours, that means there could be 20 billion galaxies that each host billions of Earth-like planets. This brings the amount of potential Earth-like planets in our universe to staggering numbers, and the odds that there is life beyond Earth are extremely high. But what is the likelihood that life on other planets is as advanced or more advanced than humans on Earth? Our Earth is dated to be 4.6 billion years old. And about 75% of what are called the Goldilocks planets are on average 1 to 2 billion years older than our Earth. And some are even up to 6 billion years older. So these planets have had significantly more time for the evolution of life and consciousness. Humans of Earth are quite primitive, actually, on this scale of advancement, but it gives us a look at where we might be heading. In their search for extraterrestrial civilizations, scientists devised a classification system based on the expected energy consumption of advanced civilizations. Physicist and futurist Michio Kaku explores this classification system in his book, Parallel Worlds. In it, he describes 4 types of civilizations. A Type 1 civilization is able to harness 100% of the solar energy striking their planet, which comes out to about 10 to the power 16 watts of energy. This ability to harness planetary energy is considered as mastery over the planetary system, and it would include the ability to control the weather, change the course of hurricanes, and build cities even on the ocean. As we move beyond that, a Type 2 and Type 3 civilizations, they go into harnessing the energy of an entire star or solar system. And then eventually Type 3 is harnessing the portion of the galaxy and multiple stars in the galaxy. And then the highest classification, a Type 4 civilization, has figured out how to directly harness the energy of the quantum vacuum. As we can see, the human civilization here on Earth doesn't even yet qualify as a Type 1 society according to this criteria. We're more like a 0.7 type of society with how much energy we're consuming and the way in which we're consuming that energy. But we are progressing towards that leap to a Type 1 society within this century, towards greater mastery over our own planet. We see this progression through current emerging technologies and the trends of global economy. And we see this through movement towards things like greater connection, transition towards more global communities. The Internet of Things is a good example of an emerging technology that is bringing us closer to Type 1 type status, with the ability to create a planetary communication system. Other indicators of this shift would include less emphasis on borders between nations. International trade, travel, and global economies will trend more towards connected and integrated systems. And we also see more united efforts to address things like pollution on a global scale. For us, to overcome the challenges currently facing humanity, we must overcome the forces of what are called man-made entropy. Things like the greenhouse gas effect that is truly from our input into the environment, pollution, nuclear proliferation, radicalism, disease, all these things that humans have contributed. Michio Kaku describes this transition from our current position to a Type 1 society as perilous. He calls our current generation, though, one of the most important generations to walk the earth. The question we now face as a collective is, can we come together and heal ourselves and our global community to create a planetary civilization and take our leap to becoming galactic citizens?